From the PPW Training Academy, he stands 6'4" and about 240 pounds. He is your current and reigning King of the Iron Man, Badass Branden Campbell. This is going to be a good, hard-hitting match. This kid lives, breathes, eats, sleeps, and shits the sport of pro wrestling. And his opponent, who you saw early on, also hails from the PPW Training Academy, Jake Hazard. Coming out to his own music. This match to one fall, this match with a 30-minute time limit. And just every time these guys get in that ring, man, something new, something different, something innovative happens. They're both characters. They're both tough as nails. Nice, nicely done. It's like shake your hand saying sorry, but now I've got to beat the shit out of you, because that's how they wrestle, man. Both of them. It's like two giant doinks, if you will. Remember Doink the Clown, folks, when there was two of them? And look at these two. Now they're currently hand fighting. They don't want to step in and make a mistake like they've done the last couple of matches. You know, this way, the way this thing came out is Jake Hazard wrestled Branden, and Branden did beat him just barely to hold that King of the Iron Man title. And they ended up liking each other and liking the competition between them and the chemistry between them. Says, let's see what happens here, my brother. And let's go ahead and set 7 matches, commit to them, do our best, and see who comes out smelling like a rose. Right now we got the test of strength, and you can see how serious they are. They're both using all of their bodies because they're so evenly matched when it comes to size and strength. Intensity. These kids are both very intense for young guys, and when I call them kids, I don't mean it like you think I mean it. I'm 58 years old almost, so 57 years old, so they're both kids to me. Anybody that's half my age or less is a kid. But look at these two. It must be nice to be young, because you can see the muscles rippling, the trapezius, the triceps, the biceps, the forearms from the wrists. And back where I'm sitting, I can see Jake Hazard's back as he reared back, mustered up all of his gravity, and look at that. Branden goes to grab the waist lock, and Jake grabs the head, and they spin around, and now we're back. And so far, man, nobody's established themselves as the alpha in this one. That's what I like about these two guys. They're likable guys. They're fun guys. They're good guys. They both have a bit of a temper, but they haven't really lost it on each other yet. I've seen them loose on opponents. Now it's Branden's turn. As Jake went for the single leg, he just clamped on with that front face lock as Jake drives him back into the corner. And look at a clean break. Nice. Now, come on, guys. This match is really worth the price of admission on its own, even up to this point. Look at this, the air of competition, but also respect. Branden's really developing his body, and Jake is a pretty thick individual. He's wearing those jeans, but if he was wearing, you know, trunks, man, those legs are tree trunk-esque. Look at Branden Campbell, too. Wow, and Branden got the best of that one. Jake's over here regrouping, talking himself back into it. He's doing like Stuart Smalley. I'm strong enough, I'm mean enough, I'm tough enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. You youngsters probably don't know what I'm talking about. It's hilarious because the last person that Jake Hazard has anything in common with is Stuart Smalley. Branden Campbell, for that matter, too. And look at this, back and forth. He turtle spins on the single leg attempt. He's got the waist, but it's not locked in a hundy. And as a result, Branden able to power up. And he's got the right arm clamped. Sorry, the left arm clamped. So Jake can't lock the fingers in too tight. And Branden is bowing out or bridging up now. And making Jake work that much harder to keep it. Branden's pried the fingers apart. And I'll be damned, he's powered out of it. And now he's got the waist lock on Jake. Jake is in trouble. Look at the concern on his face. You don't see him in trouble like that very often. I'm sure you didn't earlier when he wrestled 0-2. Branden Campbell so serious. Like I says, I don't think anybody on the roster loves wrestling as much as Branden Campbell. But look at Jake Hazard, tit for tat, and now he's going to say, here, try on this full Nelson with the fingers locked for size. Now, the math says Branden stands a chance of getting out of this because of the couple inches height difference. But Jake is strong. Jake is thick too. Look at Branden trying to muscle. Look at the biceps, the chest, the upper body. He hasn't got the fingers apart yet. Jake's got the fingers locked, so Branden's going to save some energy and just power down with the lats, kind of like you would at pullover. And he's escaped. Snapmares Jake. Goes to hit the ropes. Big height and a cover. One. No, only a one count? Well, I'll be goddamned. I'll be goddamned. Only a one count? Only Jake Hazard, man. Jake, he points it out. Only a one count. He's taunting Campbell. Campbell, though, not discouraged, not backing down, not stepping back, not backstepping. Branden's quick. I'm going to say, even though Branden's taller, well, I was going to say he was quicker, but Jake got, well, there we go. He didn't get a hold of the leg. Okay, I'm going to say Branden has a quickness advantage, a slight quickness advantage. But right now we're deadlocked. Nope. Branden gave up. No, he didn't. Jake is not giving up on that leg. Now he gave up on the left leg, and he's shooting over for the right. And look at this. Oh, and with the body scissor, Branden Campbell, and body scissor it is. Jake's caught. Branden working over the back, the rhomboids. A lot of nerves run in there and connect to that rhomboid region. There's a diamond there. Between the shoulder blades is a lot of muscle. Right beneath the traps. All the nerves there tie up to the neck, man. And that's not Jake's biggest problem right now. It's being in that body scissor and trying to get out of it, because that's obviously slowed down the blood flow and his breathing. Oh, but he did it. He did it, man. See what I mean between these two? What a great story unfolding between them. And again, yeah, it's going to get rough. Palm strikes. But I don't think we're going to see any rules technically broken. It's just going to get rough. A lot of back and forth. Oh, and Jake, the first one to draw blood with the chops. Oh, and right between that spot I was telling you about, the traps, the rhomboid, so many nerves there. And now he's got Branden in an inverted surfboard, and he's got control of Branden with the body scissor.
Get up, Branden. Go get
Now the fans are getting behind Branden, and really, man, we're tied at 1 fall apiece. I knew they were going to bring it for this one, the tiebreaker. Branden! Jake Hazard, though, wisely didn't panic and let go of the arms. I wonder if Jake's got... Look at this! Branden didn't get out of it, almost, though. But unfortunately, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, not pro wrestling. Look at Branden. But then look at the determination of Jake Hazard to get a submission or a pass out. He's got the upper body tied up while he's choking off the air supply and the blood flow. Not 100%, just enough to restrict it. And look at that. Branden Campbell literally made that bottom rope with his toenails, but look at that. It wore both guys out. Jake's is worn out trying to control Branden, as Branden's worn out from the impact of the hold. Jake up first, but Branden with a little uppercut, a little choppy chop, big old strike, and that's what you call a chop. Oh, but these are open palm strikes, so no warning from the ref, right in the neck. Oh, man. Told you, they're not breaking rules here. They're just getting aggressive, and the testosterone is starting to really flow in here. Nobody gives an inch. I know it took a lot out of both of them. You can tell. Uh-oh. Pissing contest. Come on, guys. Don't break us this beautiful streak. And this time Jake went down. Branden made up his mind, I'm not going to move on this, and he didn't. Surprised the hell out of Jake. They should know each other very well by now, but the problem with these two youngsters is they're always pulling out new offense and defense and transitions and strikes, and look at that. The other thing is Jake's got a psychological advantage of Branden because he's half nuts. He's not stupid. He's just half crazy. Wow, he needs it now because the ropes seem to be the only thing holding Jake up. He is struggling. Branden Campbell, though, breathing hard himself, and I mean, we're coming up in that 10-minute mark, and these guys have really been going at it intensely for 10. He put a nail in the coffin, Jake Hazard did. 1, 2, no! Branden at the count of 2.5. But look at that. Jake Hazard is as haggard as Branden. They set a real intense pace. It's not quick or fast paced. They've set an intense pace. They've been using their whole bodies against each other. There's a shot to the chest. There's a clothesline to the chest. Branden calling for more. And when he tried to get up to combat it, he put himself in harm's way, and Jake goes for the cover. Nope. Branden's trying to do a 1 count and get pissed off. And Jake is shocked, and both guys are breathing and heaving. Look at those chests heave. They're working hard out there, man, and these two guys are in shape. Look at two guys on their knees throwing strikes like their lives depended on it. They're really, man. Oh, you can hear the man meat on man meat here. Oh, now they're getting pissed, getting past the pain. And Branden going for that sidewalk slam. He got the one arm. He got it with one arm and goes for the cover, but he's so exhausted. No. 10 minutes expired in the match. 10 minutes gone. Wow. Branden's smart to take this opportunity to try to get some air in and get that blood pumping, because he knows it's going to take a lot. You know now, even if you're watching these two in the ring against each other for the first time, that Jake Hazard is no slouch. You better bring a lunch. Oh, he got him good with that one. Jake is hurting for a squirting. One count. Now they're effing with each other, dude. Now they're just playing. And there, Jake Hazard And Branden Campbell, you try to call this. The back and forth is intense. Who's got who right now? Branden settled that with a knee. Beautiful snap suplex, floats right over. Jake pumps the brakes. Pumps the brakes again. Hits him in the hip flexor. And a beautiful, beautiful standing suplex. And I'll tell you what, this might do it. 1, 2, no! You know, that's not a move that you typically see Branden Campbell in, a standing suplex. With his height and size, it only works against him and the impact of the fall. God, these two guys, how do they keep going? Look at this. Just two young guys trying to make a name for themselves. Trying to make a name for themselves. Oh, and you couldn't even see where Jake started and Branden began. But look at this son of a bitch. Like nothing happened. Now they're no-selling each other. Jeez. Oh, corkscrew, and that elbow drove Branden Campbell back into the ropes. Oh, man. Right to the side of the jaw. Branden now telling him, is there a fly in here? Oh, he almost went outside the ring, but uses that momentum to almost take Jake off his feet. He drove him back to the ropes, it seemed to be, but he swings, bada. And now Jake says enough of that. Oh, he cuts him off, sidesteps him, he gave him the old rope-a-dope. But look at that. Wow. That's a 6'4", 240-pound enziguri, folks. Doesn't have the gumption to follow up, though. Look at how red Branden Campbell is. Look at how red Jake Hazard is. Branden, oh, he took the chance. He took the chance. And he goes back into the corner again, and Jake Hazard has him up. He's trying to give him that F666, but I don't think he's going to get it on Branden. Branden! Oh, man. And Branden gets out of it somehow. And sit down with it. If he could get the leg. 1, 2, 3. The winner of this match, and currently up by 1, badass Branden Campbell. I told you, these guys work so hard. Look at this. Even after all that shit, respect. All right, guys. Thanks for streaming. Please go ahead and follow us here on Twitch for now. We're going to see you next Friday on Twitch.